pause for a moment. Just one moment. Let everything else wait. At 3:47 this morning. While the world slept, something extraordinary happened in the spiritual realm. A door you have been rushing past for 1,642 days finally caught your attention. Not because it opened louder, because you slowed down just enough to notice it was there. I have been standing at this door watching you pass by, day after day, year after year, not with anger, with longing. The kind of longing a parent feels watching their child run further and further into danger, calling their name, knowing they cannot hear over the noise they are chasing. Out of everyone searching for peace today, out of millions scrolling for answers, only 7 were meant to find their way here. 4 have already moved on, convinced they do not have time to stop. 2 others are reading these words somewhere between doubt and hope. And you are the 7th, the one who almost kept scrolling, but someone whispered, "Stop." Type 777 in the comments right now. Not because I need to see it, because your soul needs to declare it. When those numbers leave your fingers, you are not just typing, you are answering a call that has been ringing for longer than you realize. You are saying yes to a conversation that could change everything about tomorrow. Do it now. 777. Then come back to this sentence and let me show you what I have been trying to tell you for 1,642 days. I need you to understand something that nobody else in your life can tell you, because nobody else sees what I see. The exhaustion you wear like a second skin, the smile you manufacture each morning before you face the world, the way you have learned to function on empty, to give from reserves you no longer possess, to show up for everyone while slowly disappearing from yourself. I see you at 2:34 in the morning lying awake while your body begs for rest. Your mind will not stop. The mental lists, the worried calculations, the conversations you replay trying to figure out where you went wrong, the future scenarios you rehearse trying to prepare for every possible disaster. I watch you scroll through your phone hoping something will quiet the noise in your head, but it only adds more voices to the chaos. I saw you last Thursday morning. You were sitting in your car in the driveway, hand on the key but unable to turn it yet. You needed just 5 more minutes before you could go inside and become the person everyone expects. The strong one, the reliable one, the one who has it all together. Those 5 minutes in the car, with no one watching, that is when your shoulders finally dropped. That is when the tears you had been holding back all day finally fell. That is when you whispered into the emptiness, "I cannot do this anymore." I heard you. I was there. I am always there, even when you do not feel me. Hit the like button right now if these words are landing somewhere deeper than your mind. If something inside you is recognizing truth you have been too busy to acknowledge. This is not about an algorithm. This is about you sending a signal to heaven that says, "I am ready to hear what you have been trying to tell me. Let me tell you what has been happening while you have been running." While you convinced yourself there is no time to slow down, no time to rest, no time to breathe, an operation has been running against your peace for exactly 1,642 days. That is 4 years and 6 months if you are counting. Though I know you have lost count of so many things while trying to keep up. There has been an assignment specifically designed to keep you busy, not productive. Busy. There is a difference. Productivity moves you forward. Busyness keeps you in motion without destination, running harder but never arriving. Working more but never finishing, giving endlessly but never filling. 7 spirits of distraction were assigned to your daily routine 4.5 years ago. They studied your patterns. They learned your weaknesses. They discovered exactly which tasks could consume your time without meaning, which obligations could trap you without purpose, which emergencies could arise just when you were about to rest. One targeted your mornings, ensuring you wake up already behind, already anxious, already defeated before the day begins. Another focused on your evenings, making sure there is always one more thing, one more email, one more worry that keeps you from peace. A third specialized in relationships, creating misunderstandings that require your energy to untangle, drama that demands your attention to resolve, needs that pull you in directions that leave you drained. They knew that if they could keep you busy enough, distracted enough, exhausted enough, you would never notice the door where I wait. You would run past me every single day, and I would become background noise in a life that never stops long enough to hear me. Comment, I see it now, if you are beginning to recognize the pattern. If the last 4 years are suddenly making sense from a completely different angle. If you are understanding why peace has felt impossible, even when you were doing everything right. But while this operation was running, while these forces were plotting to keep you in constant motion, heaven was running a counter-operation. Every morning you rushed past the stillness where I waited. I marked it. Every night you collapsed into bed too exhausted to pray. I held you while you slept. Every tear that fell when you thought no one was watching, I caught them in vessels of gold. Every moment you longed for rest but could not find it, I was preparing a restoration you cannot yet imagine. And 72 hours ago, exactly 3 days from this moment, something shifted in the spiritual realm. The legal claim that those spirits of distraction had over your schedule expired. The assignment to keep you in perpetual motion was revoked. The contract that said you must earn your worth through constant productivity was nullified. Michael, the archangel who stands in the presence of God, who threw the enemy out of heaven, has been assigned to your case, not to observe, to execute. He is dismantling every false urgency that has been driving you. He is breaking every obligation that masqueraded as responsibility, but was actually bondage. He is clearing space in your life for something you have not experienced in so long you forgot. It was possible. Rest that restores instead of rest that only delays the next crisis. Right now, as you read these words, something is happening in your body. You might feel your shoulders dropping slightly, like a weight you did not know you were carrying is beginning to lift. That is not your imagination, that is real. You might feel warmth in your chest, like something frozen is beginning to thaw. That is the ice of exhaustion meeting the fire of divine presence. You might notice your breathing changing, becoming deeper, slower. That is your body remembering what peace feels like. Within the next 7 days, watch carefully for these specific confirmations. I am not being vague. I am being precise. You will have a morning probably within the next 4 days where you wake up without the immediate anxiety. The panic that usually greets you before your eyes even open will be absent. In its place will be something unfamiliar. Stillness. Do not dismiss it. That is your first confirmation. Someone from your past, someone you have not heard from in at least 2 years, will reach out. Their message will seem random. They will say something like, I was thinking about you, or I felt like I should check in. But listen carefully to what they say. Hidden in their words will be something you needed to hear, something that reminds you of who you were before busyness consumed you. That is your second confirmation. You will receive unexpected time. A meeting will cancel. An obligation will fall through. Something that was supposed to demand your attention will resolve itself without your involvement. You might initially feel guilty about the sudden space in your schedule. Do not fill it. That empty space is your third confirmation. It is a gift, an invitation to rest, and you will dream, not your usual fragmented, anxious dreams. A dream so vivid, so clear, so peaceful that you will wake up remembering it. In this dream, you might see water that is perfectly still, or a garden you have never visited but somehow recognize, or light breaking through a window in a room you know is meant for you. Write it down the moment you wake. That dream is your fourth confirmation. It is a map to the rest I am offering. Let me tell you what happened to others who heard this call and answered it. Margaret from Portland, Oregon. She typed 777 while sitting at her kitchen table 3 months ago. She had just finished another morning of waking up exhausted, staring at a to-do list that made her want to cry. She was 52 years old and could not remember the last time she felt peace. Her hands shook as she typed those numbers, not from fear, but from recognition. Something deep inside her knew this was a turning point. Within 77 hours, not 72 but 77, she received a call from her employer. They were restructuring. Her position was being eliminated. She thought it was disaster. It was deliverance. The severance package was $47,700, exactly enough to cover her expenses for the next 6 months, while she figured out what her life was supposed to look like when it was not defined by constant productivity. She called me crying last week. She said, I finally understand what you meant. I thought rest would make me fall behind, but rest brought me back to myself. James from Chicago, Illinois. He was 3 months from a complete breakdown. His doctor had told him his blood pressure was dangerously high. His wife had said she was worried about him. His children barely recognized him because he was always working, always distracted, always somewhere else even when he was home. He typed 777 on a Sunday afternoon while everyone else was at a family gathering. He had skipped to catch up on work. Within 5 days, his biggest client called. The project that had been consuming 60 hours of his week, the one he thought he could not afford to lose. They were putting it on hold for 6 months. He thought it was financial disaster. It was divine intervention with that project paused. He suddenly had 60 hours a week returned to him. He started eating dinner with his family. He started sleeping through the night. His blood pressure dropped 30 points in 3 weeks. He told me yesterday, the project came back 6 months later, but by then I had learned to work differently. I had learned that I am more than my productivity. Sarah from Dallas, Texas. She was 39 years old and could not figure out why she was so angry all the time, snapping at her kids, resenting her husband, exhausted by friendships that used to bring her joy. She thought something was wrong with her. She did not realize she had been running on empty for so long that she had nothing left to give. She typed 444, not 777, but her spirit knew what it meant. Within 11 days, her mother called with an unexpected offer. She wanted to take the grandchildren for an entire week during summer break. Sarah almost said no. She almost filled that week with projects and obligations. But something made her say yes that week alone with her husband. With no schedule, no demands, no performance. It saved her marriage. But more than that, it saved her. She told me through tears I forgot who I was. That week, I remembered that I am a woman, not just a task manager. I am a soul, not just a schedule. These are not stories I invented to manipulate your emotions. These are real people who recognized a divine moment and chose to answer it. Your story is being written right now. The chapter where you run yourself into the ground is ending. The chapter where you learn to walk in rest is beginning. But I need you to do something in the next 24 hours. Not when you find time, not when things calm down in the next 24 hours. You must close 3 doors that have been draining your life while disguising themselves as necessary. First door, that obligation you said yes to out of guilt, not calling. You know which one I am talking about. The committee you serve on but dread attending, the favor you are doing for someone who never returns it. The relationship you maintain out of duty while it slowly drains your spirit. Heaven is saying this door closes now. Send the email, make the call, have the conversation, not with anger, with peace, not with drama, with clarity. Say, I have loved serving here, but this season is complete for me. The blessing that is trying to reach you cannot fit through a door that is blocked by obligations God never assigned. Second door, that pattern of saying yes when you mean no. That automatic response where someone asks for your time and before you even think, you hear yourself saying, of course, I can do that. This stops in the next 24 hours. Practice a new sentence. Let me check my schedule and get back to you. Or even simpler, I am not able to commit to that right now. When the old habit rises up, when you feel guilty for protecting your time, speak out loud. Say, my time is not infinite. My energy is not unlimited. And saying no to this means saying yes to something more important. Third door, that belief that rest is earned, not given. The lie that says you must do more before you deserve to stop. The voice that whispers if you slow down, everything will fall apart. In the next 24 hours, do something radical. Block off 2 hours, not for productivity, for rest, not for catching up, for simply being. Sit in a park, take a bath, lie on your bed without your phone. And when the anxiety comes, when the voice says you are wasting time, speak truth. Say, rest is not laziness. Rest is obedience. Rest is how I remember I am human, not a machine. Share this video with exactly 3 people in the next 24 hours. Heaven will show you who when you think of their name and feel that quiet. Yes, that is your confirmation. Do not edit the message. Do not soften the urgency. Send it as is. Those 3 people are drowning in busyness just like you were. Your obedience becomes their lifeline. Subscribe to this channel and turn on all notifications because this conversation is not ending here. More truth is coming. More revelation, more invitations to rest. When you subscribe, you are saying, I am ready to learn a different way to live. I am ready to stop running. I am ready to remember who I am beyond what I produce. Now let me warn you with love about what will happen in the next 48 hours. The moment you typed 777, the moment you clicked like, the moment you decided to close those 3 doors, something shifted in the spiritual realm, and the forces that have been keeping you busy noticed. Here is what they will do. An urgent request will come through. Something that seems like it absolutely cannot wait. A crisis that demands your immediate attention. An opportunity that will disappear if you do not act now. And it will feel legitimate. It will look important. But it is a test. It is an attempt to pull you back into the pattern of constant urgency before you learn to live differently. Someone will criticize your new boundaries. They will make you feel selfish for saying no. They will question why you are suddenly unavailable. They will remind you of all the times you said yes before. Your mind will whisper, maybe they are right. Maybe I am being selfish. Maybe I should just go back to the way things were. That voice is not wisdom. That voice is fear trying to keep you in bondage. You will feel guilty about the time you are protecting. The hours you are guarding will feel wasteful. You will be tempted to fill them with something productive to justify the space. Do not. This is where most people fold. They touch the edge of rest and then run back to exhaustion because rest feels foreign and guilt feels familiar. This is the test. Most people fail here, but you have come too far. You have survived too much. You have run too long to give up 3 days before breakthrough arrives. You are closer to freedom than you have ever been. The enemy knows this. That is why the attacks are intensifying. When the counterattack comes, and I promise you it will come, speak this out loud. I see what you are doing. I recognize this urgency as false. I will not trade my peace for your panic. The old rhythm is broken. I am learning a new way to breathe. And nothing you send can steal what God is restoring. Now receive these blessings with every part of your being. May your calendar clear in ways you cannot orchestrate. May obligations fall away like dead leaves from a tree that is ready for new growth. May people stop demanding from you what only God should require. May your mornings begin with stillness instead of anxiety. May you wake to peace instead of panic. May your body remember how to rest. May your mind learn to be quiet. May your spirit find the safety to simply be instead of constantly do. May sleep come easily and restore deeply. May exhaustion lift like fog under morning sun. May relationships shift from demanding to nourishing. May you attract people who pour into you as much as you pour into them. May conversations become life-giving instead of draining. May your circle become smaller but deeper, less crowded but more meaningful. May you rediscover joy in simple things. May laughter return to your life, not forced or performed, but genuine and spontaneous. May beauty catch your attention in ordinary moments. May you notice sunlight streaming through windows and actually stop to feel its warmth. May flowers catch your eye and slow your steps. May bird song become music instead of background noise. May the world slow down enough for you to see it, really see it, the way you did before busyness blinded you. May your children see a version of you they have not met yet. A mother, a father who is present, not just physically there but emotionally available. Who looks them in the eyes when they speak instead of glancing at a phone. Who has time for their stories, their questions, their need to be seen. May your spouse rediscover the person they fell in love with before stress stole you away. May they see you laugh again, relax again, be playful again. May your marriage remember what it felt like before everything became about managing logistics. May your friendships deepen because you finally have energy to invest in them. May you have time for long conversations that matter, for shared meals without rushing, for presence that says you matter to me. May your work shift from obligation to offering. May you do what you do from a place of rest instead of anxiety. May your creativity flow again because you have space to breathe. May ideas come in the stillness instead of being forced through exhaustion. May you produce better results with less effort because you are working from wholeness instead of depletion. May your purpose clarify in the stillness. May you discover that your worth is not tied to your productivity. May you understand that you are beloved before you are useful. May calling emerge from rest, not from running. May you build from peace, not from panic. Before this month ends, you will have testimony. There will be a day where you realize you woke up without dread. There will be a moment where you catch yourself smiling for no reason. There will be an evening where you are fully present with someone you love, and in those moments you will understand. This was not just about rest. This was about remembering who you are. Let me paint two versions of your future. Both are equally possible depending on what you choose in the next 60 seconds. Version 1, you close this video, you felt something, yes, maybe even got emotional. But tomorrow arrives with its familiar demands, and this becomes just another moment of inspiration that faded when reality returned. 3 months from now, you are more exhausted than you are today. 6 months from now, your body is starting to break down. A year from now, you are looking back wondering why you could not make yourself slow down. 3 years from now, you are in a doctor's office being told that stress has created damage that will take years to reverse. Version 2, you recognize this moment as the divine interruption it actually is. You close the 3 doors. You protect the rest. You watch for the confirmations. Within 72 hours, something inside you shifts. Within a month, people are asking what changed about you. Within 6 months, your life looks nothing like it does today. 3 years from now, you are telling someone else about the day everything changed. The day you finally heard the voice that had been calling you to rest. The day you stopped running and started living. Type "I choose rest" in the comments right now. Make that declaration where it can be witnessed. Let heaven and earth hear you say, "I am done running. I am ready to live differently. I am choosing the peace I was created for." Time is still moving forward, but you do not have to run anymore. The door I have been standing at, the one you have rushed past for 1,642 days, it is still open. I am still here. My arms are still extended. My love has not grown weary of waiting. The 3 doors are ready to close. The 3 people are waiting for your message. The 3 confirmations are already in motion, already being arranged by angels who know exactly what you need. You are not too busy for rest. You are too exhausted not to rest. You have not lost too much time to recover. You are exactly on time for restoration. This is not the end of your productivity. This is the beginning of your wholeness. Come home to rest. Come home to peace. Come home to the version of yourself you lost in the running. I am here. I have always been here, and I am not going anywhere now.